Hello and good afternoon, Keluarga Malaysia. I'm Mona Priya and this is Updates at Noon, making our headlines today. All quarters urged to be more aware about HFMD. GOF sees 4.2 million contraband cigarettes in a single raid. All quarters, especially parents, must be given awareness and knowledge about the hand, foot and mouth disease, HFMD. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin stressed that it is important to prevent more infections of HFMD.
Sekiranya anak mereka ada tanda-tanda awal ataupun ada gejala, supaya mereka tidak hantar anak mereka ke taska ataupun ke sekolah. Banyak kes HMFD ini adalah di taska dan tadika disebabkan kanak-kanak kecil ialah dia tangan masuk dalam mulut, lepas tu dia akan merebak melalui air liur. Jadi yang penting adalah penerangan diberi kepada ibu bapa apakah itu HMFD, apakah gejala ataupun tanda-tanda HMFD dan apakah langkah-langkah apabila ibu bapa kesan ada tanda-tanda HMFD.
Aside from that, Khairi urged nurseries and kindergarten operators to conduct sanitization of their premises every day. The public can now check the status of HFMD cases in their area through My Sejahtera. On another note, Khairi also congratulated the rakyat on their good behaviour in the transition to endemic phase. He said this also proved that the people had the capability to make the transition a success while still complying with the standard operating procedures to curb COVID-19.
Rakyat Malaysia sudah tahu macam mana nak hidup dengan COVID dan mereka juga tahu sekiranya ada gejala, jangan keluar, jangan campur dengan masyarakat, untuk asingkan diri. Tak perlu lagi dah kita kuat-kuasakan undang-undang, pergi hantar notis compound dan sebagainya. Sebab saya nampak berbanding dengan negara lain lah, ya. Saya tengok negara lain mungkin mereka lebih longgar dari segi SOP mereka, dari segi pematuhan kepada SOP. Tapi kita tengok semua pakai pelitup muka, tak ada apa masalah.
He said the high vaccination rate was also a factor that aided in controlling the infections in the country. The Human Resource Ministry will take drastic measures to resolve the worker shortage in the tourism and hospitality sector in Langkawi by initiating interview programs at a higher frequency throughout the country, including Sabah and Sarawak. Its Deputy Minister Dato' Awang Hashim said the interviews were held through his special committee together with industry players since early this month. Dato' Awang said, based on monitoring by the Labour Department, 17,000 workers are needed in the tourism and hotelling in Langkawi after the sector was reopened through a tourism bubble with more than 2,000 active employers requiring workers in the sector in Langkawi. The Deputy Minister then advised employers to apply for workers through the My Future Jobs portal.
Majikan kena isi dalam tu, dalam My Future Job punya portal, dan di situ kita akan buat penapisan. Dan temuduga yang berjalan sekarang ini pun kita akan bertindak lebih cepat untuk supaya proses temuduga ini dikerapkan untuk kita mengisi kekosongan permohonan ataupun kekosongan pekerjaan dalam sektor pelancongan dan perhotelan ini di Langkawi.
The Deputy Minister said this at the Pendang Parliamentary Constituency and Tokai State Constituency Aidilfitri Open House. Dato' Awang said the ministry would also continue to focus on tourism and hospitality sector skill training preparation to create a bigger workforce in the field. He added that currently there is no need for foreigners to fill the tourism and hospitality industry, as there is only one foreigner working in 2 5-star hotels, while the other 99% are all locals. Malaysia's success in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic until it enters this transition to endemic phase was also contributed by the effective campaigns through various channels such as Radio Television Malaysia RTM. Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister Dato' Zahidi Zainul Abidin said following the aggressive campaigns, the people could now go about their normal daily activities without any fear.
Sekarang ni COVID kita berjaya, kempen RTM ni berjaya, kita kempen pakai urat berjaya. Hari ni kita berjaya sebab kita menang dengan COVID. Kerana apa? Kerana kempen kita di RTM, Kementerian Komunikasi, kita menjalankan kempen yang cukup agresif dan kempen kita berjaya. Ucapkan tahniah kepada semua warga RTM.
Dato' Zahidi said this during KCOM Minister's meet and greet session with Broadcasting Department staff in Angkasapuri, Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Also present was Director General of Broadcasting, Dato' Cik Roslan Cik Daud. The 30% cash rebate offered through the Film in Malaysia Incentive, FIMI, and an additional up to 5% cultural test rebate will attract more foreign production companies to shoot their films in Malaysia. The National Film Development Corporation Malaysia FINAS Chief Executive Officer, Professor Dr. Mat Nasir Ibrahim said this advantage needed to be highlighted to attract foreign industry players, such as the rebates were the highest rate being offered compared to other countries. He said not many foreign film producers were aware of the fact that Malaysia is offering a high rebate incentive of 35%, adding that Malaysia's neighbouring countries such as Thailand are only offering a 25% cash rebate. He said this is an advantage that FINAS needs to highlight so that more foreign companies know about the cash rebates to further boost Malaysia's film industry. He said FINAS intended to use the March to Film 2022 film market taking place here as a platform to promote Malaysia as an international filming destination, as well as to promote the country's creative content products. Dr. Mat Nasir said foreign film producers are eligible for the 30% rebate if they spend about 5 million ringgit on their productions, while local film producers can also make use of the incentive if they spend 1 million ringgit to produce their films. The 9th Battalion of the General Operations Force GOF seized 4.2 million illicit cigarettes worth 3.2 million ringgit in a raid at Pengkalan Kubur in Tumpat, Kelantan. Kelantan Acting Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Zaki Harun said the raid was conducted on a store in Telaga Nenas. He said upon inspection, GOF found 429 boxes of cigarettes made up of multiple brands that were believed to be smuggled from neighbouring countries.
Pasaran ini adalah untuk Kelantan dan juga negeri-negeri lain di Malaysia lah. Kerana rokok ini agak popular, pertamanya 2 jenis jenama ini, iaitu Saad dan juga John J. Davy. Tetapi kita melihat ada jenama baru, iaitu Zone King. Jadi kita percaya mungkin jenama ini mula diperkenalkan dan tidak mustahil satu kumpulan baru yang cuba membawa jenama baru masuk ke Malaysia.
He added that the seizure was the biggest ever recorded as of this year. He was speaking to reporters in Markas Tactical Lubok Stall in Rantau Panjang. All of the confiscated items have been handed over to the Tumpat District Criminal Investigation Department for further action. Petronas Gas Berhad Group of Companies, PGB, posted profit after tax of 438 million ringgit on the back of 1.46 billion ringgit revenue for the first quarter of 2022. Now, the results were attributed to strong operational performance and steady revenue streams from long-term contracts. PGB also declared an interim dividend of 16 cent per share, equivalent to 316.60 million ringgit, similar to the same quarter last year, highlighting the group's resilience in sustaining its performance amidst challenging market conditions. For the first quarter, which ended on 31st March 2022, PGB group revenue stood at 1.46 billion ringgit, higher than 1.34 billion ringgit in the same quarter last year. The growth in revenue was primarily contributed from the utilities business, which saw increasing product prices in line with the increase in fuel gas price and higher electricity sales volume. Commenting on the group's performance, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Abdul Aziz Othman said PGB's financial performance in the first quarter of 2022 reflects their commitment to operational excellence and cost management despite the challenging market conditions. Moving forward, he said the group targets to complete the remaining utilities contract renewals this year, which should contribute more positively to the segment, on top of exploring commercial opportunities outside their captive market. Coming up in sports, Harimau Muda dream to end 11-year gold medal drought crashed by Vietnam. Well, it's the end of the road for the national under-23 squad after going down fighting 1-0 in extra time to defending champions Vietnam in the 31st SEA Games men's football semi-final last night. The defeat means the Harimau Muda will have to wait longer to end their 11-year gold medal drought at the Biennial Games after their last triumph back in 2011 in Indonesia. The match in Viet Tri Stadium went into extra time after both teams failed to break the deadlock in regulation time. Vietnam finally got the all-important goal in the 111th minute through striker Nguyen Thien Lien. The Vietnam team, who are trained by South Korean Park Hang-seo, dominated the first 45 minutes, which saw Thien Lien nearly putting his team ahead in the 27th minute. In the second half, Vietnam lay siege on the Malaysian goalmouth, forcing the national defenders to work extra hard to keep them at bay. Both teams were then hit by injuries, with Vietnam losing defensive linchpin Lee Van Swan in the last 15 minutes of regulation time, following a collision with Malaysian substitute striker Muhammad Hadi Fayad Abdul Razak. By the end of the regulation time, both teams still tied 0-0, unable to break the deadlock. In the first half of extra time, feeble attempts by Vietnam's midfielder Bui Hoang Viet An on the 98th minute missed the target despite the open goal. In the second half of extra time, Hang-seo's men showed no signs of slowing down at all and finally beaten Harimau Malaya through Thien Lien's header off a corner kick in the 111th minute. In Sunday's final at the Mai Dinh National Stadium in Hanoi, hosts Vietnam will take on Thailand, who also scored a slim 1-0 win over Indonesia in the other semi-final at the Tien Truong Stadium in the Nam Dinh province. Malaysia, meanwhile, will meet Indonesia in the bronze medal playoff at the same venue on the same day. Meanwhile, all eyes will be on whether the national contingent can hit the 36 gold medal target as the 31st SEA Games enters its 13th day today. After enjoying an amazing haul of 7 gold medals yesterday, Malaysia are just shy of 2 more gold to achieve the target, having amassed a total of 34 gold, 38 silver and 73 bronze to remain 6th in the overall medal standings. It is hoped that the excellent performance in karate and shooting can be maintained in addition to some possible gold medal surprises as our national athletes compete in the finals of several events today. Yesterday, however, the gymnastics and archery teams shone bright as they contributed 2 goals each. The national rhythmic gymnastics team lived up to its reputation as a regional giant as the team swept up both gold medals in the all-round team event and the all-round individual event courtesy of Khoi Si Yan. Meanwhile, the archery team was on the mark when the combination of Muhammad Juwaidi Mazuki, Fatin Nur Fatiha, Mat Saleh dominated the mixed compound team finals. Right after winning the gold, Olympian Muhammad Juwaidi then won his second gold in the men's individual compound event. At the shooting range, Jonathan Wong put to rest the ghosts of 2019 when he won the gold in the men's 10-meter air pistol event, while national karate champion R. Sharmendran won the gold in the men's under 75-kilogram kumite event, and taekwondo exponent Muhammad Shafiq Zubair won the welterweight kyorugi event. At the end of the 12th day of competition, hosts Vietnam remain at the top of the charts with 153 golds, 89 silver and 84 bronze, followed by Thailand 62, 68, 96, Singapore at 44, 43, 55, Indonesia 42, 61, 56 and the Philippines in 5th with 40, 57, 79. Meanwhile, Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun braved through their pain to give Cholampon Chorin Kitamon Nantakan Yot Pai Song a hard time before going down fighting 2022-2022 in a tie which was eventually won by Thailand 3-0. The tough game, however, had flawed Wei Chong Kai Wun as they had to withdraw from yesterday's first round of the individual competition. Both were not in good condition to play after aggravating their injuries. Wei Chong, who tried to cover for his partner, also suffered a misfortune when he dislocated his knee after the first 11 points in the first game against the Thais. Wei Chong Kai Wun were Malaysia's gold medal prospects and the ones expected to defend the gold won by Aaron Chia, So Woo Yik at the 2019 Philippines SEA Games. And that ends today's updates at noon. A reminder of our top story today. All quarters, especially parents, are urged to be more aware on HFMD. Join us for more updates at 10 p.m. on My Free Views, Saluran Berita RTM. Till then, I'm Mohana Priya. Have a great weekend.